What's going on, guys? I appreciate all of you hanging out, waiting for the stream to start. For those of you stopping by, checking out the replay, though, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. When we do these live chats, you can take part right along with us. So, a lot of stuff to announce recently, a few that I'm pretty interested in, and we haven't really talked about them and covered them like we do on occasion. Doing a split screen with eye fragrance. So, figured, what the hell, let's do that today. And while we're at it, today's scent choice, the new Signature Black Rose. Nice and spicy. I'm smelling really good. Smoky, spicy rose, warm resinous. I dropped a full review this morning. We did a dedicated live stream. So a lot of you have heard me talk about it in the last week. I don't know. I don't think samples are up yet on the site. I've been having people message me and ask me. George has been very, very busy today, as you can imagine. So I haven't really talked to him. So I'm sure by tomorrow they'll be up on the site for those of you that want to buy a sample and check it out. But we'll get started around the 10-minute mark like we usually do, so we'll just chop it up in the chat for a little bit. I see we're getting a decent crowd pretty quickly. Make sure to hit that thumbs up on your way in because it does help. All right, Kellen, what's going on? Wearing Sauvage Elixir. It's still on me, and I still smell it. That's usually the case with Sauvage Elixir. It will definitely stay on you, and you will still smell it. Well said. Sean, how are you? Indeed, Halcyon. I need to throw that in rotation. That's a good one. Beautiful cinnamon. Intense strap was for Jeff. Oof, 18 degrees. Damn. Yeah, it's not that cold over here. Currently, it is. I have to unlock my phone to see the weather. 64 degrees. So not all that cold today, but in 2 days, I think 2 days, that's where it drops like a high of like 41. Lows are in the 20s, so be nice and crispy. Manny, good to see you. Wile Parfum, that is my favorite. Best one in the line. I agree with your opinion, sir. Dennis, good to see you. Cold in Dusseldorf. Strangest bit, also amazing fresh fragrances for the last few. Kenzo Pour Homme, Eau de Parfum. That is a good one. Nice leather aquatic. If it's the new version, anyways. Kaylin, good to see you. Wearing the ATH Supernova. So good. Just got this one. Matte Bottle Haze. Never tried it. What's going on, Alan? Legend EDP. That's definitely a really good fragrance as well. Nice and musky and fruity. A little bit of violet leaf. Check out his Vetiver Musc, H24, and the new Strong With You. We're going to talk about all three of those, actually. That's three of the ones we are talking about here today. Hey, man, everyone I've tried has been good. Blue Noir EDP, speaking of, very, very good fragrance, super versatile. Everything you've ever heard about how great of an everyday scent that is, I find to be true. Very good fragrance. Good to see you, sir. Pull a Sport, the original, oldie but a goodie. I agree with that. Josh, always a pleasure. How are you? Go Birds. Nautica Midnight Voyage. Good morning, Australia. From Australia, Burberry Touch. Good to see you, sir. Oud 24 Hours. Oud 24 Hours. I've never heard of that fragrance. Oud 24 Hours. Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. Good to see you, sir. Snowed in today, so I think I'm going to go with Camera. Nice and sweet fragrance, a little cozy. Not a bad choice. Signature Citrine. Beautiful fresh fragrance. Beautiful black rose on the way. Scent of the day, CH Mystery Tobacco. Good to see you, sir. Spectra Ghost. That is a great fragrance as well. Good interpretation. Very close to Nishane Ani. Mike Malone, Amber, and Smoke. ATH Tobacco. Okay. How are you, Dino? Oldie but a goodie. Salvatore Ferragamo. Pour Homme. I couldn't tell you the last time I sprayed that fragrance. For those of you not familiar, very woodsy fig-based fragrance. I haven't touched that in forever. Long, long time. Damn, it smells good in the chat. Wearing Bond number 9, Lafayette Street. Wonder what happened to collector's edition of Polo Deep Blue. It was supposed to launch last year, but didn't. 2020. That's true. It was supposed to launch. I never saw anything else after that initial press release whenever we actually covered it on one of the split screens. Yeah. I never saw anything else about it after. Until you brought it up, I would have never thought about it again, probably. Yeah, Cowboys disappointed a lot of people last night. Well, what can you expect? That's what they do. Good to see you, sir. Juan Ochoa and Terry Hermes Ogivre. Of course. I can't wait for that one. We covered that one in a split screen last time. Yeah, I'm very eager to get that one. I have Boss the Scent Elixir coming, which we'll touch on that one. I have never looked at the notes, so maybe I should keep it that way. We won't look at Boss the Scent Elixir because I bought it blindly. I haven't seen anything. I saw a post Randy made saying it reminded him of infrared, Spice Bomb infrared mixed with infrared EDP mixed with Boston Scent Magnetic in the opening. And that sold me. I was like, well, shit, I was wanting it anyway, but hearing that. So I still haven't seen any notes. I guess it's best I just stay out of the notes so I can go into it with only that in my mind and see what it smells like to me. Signature tobacco. So that's what's in the package I haven't opened yet for the fragrances I bought from Fragrance Buy. That's one of the Manceras I bought. I just haven't opened it yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a live stream first impressions unboxing or if I'm going to do a recorded format. I think I'm going to do a recorded format. So I haven't even opened the package yet. It got here Thursday or Friday. I've had it for days. I haven't opened it yet. Climatic, always a pleasure. Good to see you, my man. Sean's in the house. Let's go. Overture Man. Whew. Killing it today. Speaking of killing it today, Absolute Aventus felt kind of basic. Black Phantom for Neil. Happy Monday. Dolce & Gabbana the 1 EDP. 7 degrees here in Indianapolis. Lamont, good to see you wearing Hawass. You, sir, smell great. So we got a few more minutes before we get started. It's frigid in Dallas-Fort Worth. We're in F Black today. Yeah, it's cold everywhere, but where I'm at, apparently. Wearing MFK Gentle Fluidity Silver. Pradalome Intense out of the shower. Hopefully can do some homework tonight. Okay. At work, hope everyone's good. Wearing Leighton. Robert, how are you? Sampled Zaharoff Port Homme and Noir. Forgot which one was which. Kind of smell like BOP, or am I just tripping? You're tripping. Because, yeah, they're not the same. Not even a little. You're tripping. Yeah, for sure. It's okay, though. You're the second person I've ever heard say that there's some kind of similarity to Signature Pour Homme from Business Over Pleasure. I think I think I've only heard that twice. Definitely not of the same DNA. The same perfumer, I guess, kind of can tie into that, but no, Business Over Pleasure was made from scratch, not flankered from. They have no relation other than Claude Deere was the perfumer for both. So maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, we're talking about a citrus spice opening, creamy and powdery ginger iris combo, Palo Santo Gaiac wood combination as it dries down with not same fragrance. I never understood because you're the second person to say it and you're the second person. I don't understand how you get that, but hey, people smell different things. There's fragrances that I just get weird stuff from, like a Tony Iommi Monkey Special smelled like a dry pipe tobacco to me. And apparently I'm the only person that it smells like that too. What else did I say about it that everybody was like, I don't get that at all? So things happen. That anomaly pops up where it's like you're the only one that smells these things. I've had a few like that for me. Yes, sir. Love the hat. Well, I appreciate you. Yeah, this is from their Super Bowl from been years now. What was that? 2012? I think that was 2012 was that Super Bowl. Some 4 ohm because I'm broke. Speaking of Tony Iommi Monkey Special, Xerjoff Renaissance, that's also in the package that I haven't opened yet. That was another one of the fragrances I bought. Serves at 10, 5 o'clock, Au Gingembre. That's damn good. Hope you check out Initio Narcotic Delight. I wouldn't bank on it because I don't really check out any of the Initio releases. House doesn't really interest me all that much. Kind of like Frederick Malle. House doesn't really interest me. Not really my style, the DNAs of those fragrances. Which, I mean, then against Initio, they just never. I've had samples of a few different ones. Atomic Rose, Side Effect. I've tried Musc Therapy. All pretty good, but nothing that was like, ooh, gotta have that. Not for me. Not for my taste, anyways. 5 o'clock was Gingembre is my taste, though. Wasn't surprised at all. This team can't handle pressure. Roger Parfum's Enigma. Great choice. Okay, 10-4. What's up, Nosy? How are you, sir? I can't complain. Every day is a good day. Had a pretty good, actually, funny enough, having a really good day. So those that follow me on my fitness IG saw that I got the Rhea Ripley repost today. I talked to Omos for a little while, so had a conversation with a WWE superstar and got the repost from a WWE superstar today. So not too bad for a wrestling fan because it is Monday Night Mommy today. Monday Night Raw tonight. I was wearing my Mommy's Always on Top shirt to the gym today, and Rhea Ripley reposted me, so I thought that was kind of funny. She's on my short list of people I would hope to meet when we're doing the early access stuff at the Rumble. So I'm sure Cody will be on his bus. CM Punk, doubt he'll be anywhere around, but there's still going to be people all over the place. So we shall see. If nothing else, I'll be hanging out with Omos. So there's that. So we just hit the 10-minute mark. Time to go ahead and jump into this, guys. Let me scroll down a little bit and find a nice little stopping point. So I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit. All right, so right here, we'll stop right there. We'll stop right here. Blue Chanel Layer with Byredo, Mojave Ghost, and actually, Robert, you win for Tooth Vanilla Oud. So let's go ahead and jump into the split screen with iFragrance Official. If you're not following them on IG, you really should. That's where you'll see the news drop from most releases. They're usually first to be hip to the game. And they'll put a teaser post, and they'll put the article post not too long after. iFragranceofficial.com and at iFragrance on IG. There's an article on Black Rose. Shout out to John Harper. So let's start towards the beginning. And let's take a look at Phantom Intense first. So I wasn't a big fan of the first Phantom. I haven't tried the Parfum, but I got to say this. Sure, the robot bottle's gimmicky. Maybe it's because blue's my favorite color, but that actually looks pretty cool with that gradients like that. It does make it look better than the other two. The Parfum was black. You had a chrome look to the original, which I thought was the most realistic color for the robot bottle, but the dumbest looking one too. Like the cheapest looking, I guess. That speaks to me because of the gradients color scheme and the blue and everything. So I kind of like how the bottle looks first and foremost. Let's see what we're working with here. 3 perfumers worked on this one. And we're looking at an aromatic woody fragrance with top notes of lavender, lemon, and orange blossom, followed by mid notes of clary sage, cardamom, base notes of cedarwood, moss, vanilla, and rum absolute. Was sounding pretty kind of generic, floral, aromatic, woody until I got to rum absolute. It was sounding kind of basic until I got to rum absolute. That kind of changed my thought perception of what this might be the second I saw that. This now has potential seeing that note because I love rum in a fragrance, whether it's a fresh fragrance, a woody fragrance, it doesn't matter. I like when I come across rum in a fragrance. Let me just make sure. Is it freezing? No, okay, because I see I got a little bandwidth drop going on right here. So let's see. Phantom Intense is a fragrance that evokes a hypnotic emotion of twilight with the Parisian sky turns a deep blue and the city lights up with a mysterious glow. The bottle reflects this transition with a nuanced design that changes from black to blue, symbolizing the power and allure of the Phantom Man. This scent is a fresh aromatic interpretation of the Phantom DNA with a blend of exceptional ingredients by world-renowned perfumers Paul Guerlain, Juliette, I'm not even going to try to butcher her name, and Filippo and Dominique Ropion. Phantom Intense defines a new facet of powerful masculinity with a creamy and magnetic combination of vivid lavender and vanilla, enhanced by woody and masculine notes. A touch of frosted orange blossom adds an exquisite uniqueness and a sensation of ultra freshness, while a sparkling lemon and warm spicy trail of cardamom and clary sage oil and a tempting rum absolute give the fragrance an exciting quality. Cedarwood oil and modern moss bring a new warm, woody, earthy depths of sensuality. According to Paul Guerlain, for this new creation, the intensity is in the freshness, using an aromatic orange blossom that recalls the masculine codes of perfumery. End quote by Paul Guerlain. It's got potential. I think it's going to be quite the versatile fragrance. Might even be a little on the blue side. That might be part of with the theme for the color and everything. Sounds like a woody aromatic, like I initially thought, with just some added rum, basically. I don't think this is going to be anything new and unique. It's probably going to be familiar to several things, but that doesn't mean it won't be a good fragrance. I'm definitely intrigued to check this one out because this doesn't seem like it's going to have the sweetness of the first one. Again, I never tried the Parfum, but this one seems like it's not going to be sweet like the first one, because the first one, I like sweet fragrances, but it just was kind of generic, like typical Paco Rabanne stuff. Like it wasn't captivating. It wasn't bad. It just didn't make me feel like I needed to have a bottle because I want to keep going back to it. So I just kind of left it be. And I didn't even bother trying a Parfum, which I still need to do. Normally, I really enjoy the Parfum flankers of pretty much every designer. But this one intrigues me the most of the three. So definitely let me know in the chat here. What do you guys think? Anything interesting about it before we move on? Let me scroll down. Sensuality sounds great. Yeah, for sure. How are you, Anna? Spencer, good to see you. Clubbed in Wee Oud. That's in the package that I haven't opened yet, too. Anything you'd like to see from Coach this year? I think a tropical or oud flanker. If they were to do oud, it would be super, super like synthetic oud. I don't think that's a good move for them, but a tropical flanker I'd be open to. Green was one of my favorites from the house. I think green was a good release. I think they need to do an open road flanker instead of another for men flanker. I think we need like Coach Open Road Parfum or Intense or some kind of open road flanker, I think would be the next move for them. The bottle is corny. Yeah, that's the consensus. Most people, and I agree with you. I got to say, of the three, because of the color scheme, this is the best looking of the three. Still a corny bottle, but the least corny of the three, in my opinion. Exactly. It's the color scheme that does it for me. Old Spice Pure Sport deodorant, no fragrance today. Just chilling out, having a beer. Well, enjoy your beer, sir, and kick back and relax. Zaharoff leather tobacco for Kevin. Keith, how are you? Buried in snow, negative 20 degrees, wind chill temperatures. Scent of the day, Charuto Tobacco Vanille. That's a really good Tobacco Vanille clone. So with that said, we'll go ahead and move on to the next one, which I have yet to look at the notes on this, but this is the new Profondo that's supposedly just a collector's edition bottle. As you can see, it's kind of falls somewhere in between Profondo and Profondo Light's bottle because Profondo is an eau de parfum. So there's nothing different as far as that. Now, I don't know if the notes are exactly the same. That's what we're going to find out here. Acqua di Gio Profondo is a contemporary and intense interpretation of the iconic Acqua di Gio, an aquatic aromatic fragrance which blends marine notes with aromatic essences. The men's fragrance embraces values such as freedom, sense, and modern masculinity. An intensely masculine, refined, and contemporary men's perfume. The refined blue hue of the bottle pays tribute to Giorgio Armani's iconic color. All blah, 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 inspired the name. So what's going to happen here is I think this is the same fragrance. Marine notes, aromatic essences, woody, mineral, amber. Now, that is not the exact same note breakdown. The new collector is available. So it is, I don't know, I'm going to have to sample it. It's another Alberto Maria. I mean, he does the whole line, but about Alberto Marias. But I think it's just a collector's edition re-release, which I'm pretty disappointed that that's going to be. I'm hoping maybe later in the year we'll get another flanker, because it was kind of weird to see another Profondo bottle pop up, and most of us assume Profondo Parfum. That'd have been more welcome than just a collector's edition version of the eau de parfum, or maybe if they did a special blend with higher quality ingredients where it's not maybe as synthetic. Neither here nor there. I mean, I have no marketing decision power when it comes to this stuff. That's just what I would have liked to see. I would like to see a nighttime darker Acqua di Gio flanker. That's, aside from Profumo, that was the darkest it's ever been. Absolute Instinct, definitely, because the ebony wood had some darkness to it, but very bitter aquatic because of the seaweed and everything. I'd like to see more of a nighttime aquatic from them, kind of like how Michael Malot's Ocean Noir is. That's kind of an evening aquatic, a dark blue, if you will. Let's get a dark blue. That's a route they haven't really taken with this line that I would love to see. Let's get their version of a nighttime fragrance in this DNA. I think that would be interesting, and I think well received because it's them trying something different. Obviously, it's not something probably wouldn't sell that well, so it'd get discontinued like most of them do. But at least we'd have an opportunity here in the online community. We'd have a shot to get it to add to our collections. Those of you that enjoy the line like I do and grab most, if not all of them, that's something I would have preferred to see. Instead of this, maybe we get something later in like the summer, early fall. Because typically once fall hits, that's pretty much a wrap on releases. There's just a little bit of a trickle with designer releases at that point. Majority of them are this time of year. From now till about May is going to be the bulk of the designer releases for the year. Like even the ones that you would only want to wear in like November, December, January, they're going to come out in like March or April. So that typically happens every year. So I'm going to give it a shot. It could have some differences because it's not the exact same note breakdown, but based on the information I have, sounds like it's just a collector's edition, the new collector. So kind of a disappointment here. not every release can be a winner, right? Now this, I anticipate being a winner. So I don't know the proper way to pronounce this. Hermes Vives? Hermes Vives? I don't know. I'm going to need somebody else to let me know how to pronounce it properly, because I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it properly. Love that green hue. I'd like to see this in person because the picture looks really good. This is one of those lines that I'm so curious to see where they go, because H24 Eau de Parfum was a really good follow-up to the Eau de Toilette. So I'm very curious, what did they do here? Let's see what kind of stuff they have to tell us. With this third part of the H24 line, Hermes perfumer Christine Nagel continues to chronicle her plant-based story in the footsteps of a contemporary man on the move. H24 Hermes Vives, I'm assuming is how you say that, eau de perfume transcribes the urban nature that is rediscovered after a rain shower. The notes. The new H24 fragrance combines the power of a fresh herbal bouquet with the texture of pear granita and the liveliness of a high-tech molecule, Psycool. What the fuck is Psycool? Sorry for the F-bomb. So we have a unique copyrighted aroma chemical that is a new fragrance oil. So the bottle is the bottle, packaging adorned deeper gray green. Okay. I want to know notes here. So pear granita and Psycool molecule. So that's the information, these two notes. I mean, I'm going to buy it blindly. I'm not even going to try to sample it first. I'm just going to buy it, just to give you guys a heads up. That was what I did with the Eau de Parfum, because I was so impressed with the Eau de Toilette. The first time I smelled the Eau de Toilette was a blind smelling raid on a test strip with Justin. I ended up spraying it on my hand afterwards. Ended up getting a bottle later. I paid full retail for it at Sephora, too. I didn't give a shit. I was not waiting to catch it at discounters. Lo and behold, like 2 weeks later, Steve at Kingdom Fragrance had 100 ml testers for pretty much the same price I paid for 50 ml. Still don't regret it. When you want it in the moment, you want it in the moment. And then I did wait for a discounted tester for the Eau de Parfum. Bought that blindly, successfully avoided as much opinions as I could. Now here, obviously, I have an idea with these notes, but who knows what this smells like. I'm going to try to avoid any and all opinions and go into this as blindly as I can, aside from seeing these two notes. Because who knows, I couldn't even begin to really capture in my mind what this will smell like exactly, because I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. And that's kind of exciting for me. I'm hoping it's a very new experience, because Hermes is good about stepping outside the box, and that's what this DNA has been about so far. So I'm here for it. That's why I'm willing to just, here's my money at retail. This is one of those designer releases that's gonna pull that from me. So let me get caught up in the chat. I'm sure I'm getting a little behind. That's fair. Man, Louisiana ain't built for this cold. Yeah, I heard it's pretty damn cold over there. Drops a new myself. I have a feeling they would drop, they'll drop a flanker to that, would be their next release. That's what I think, anyways. Xenia Intense. Berta Marias made a perfume for one dancer who called himself the best perfume blogger on YouTube. Yes, he is. He is the number one. Ask him. He is the number one. I am the number one fragrance icon. Shout outs to Jeremy. Sorry, I'm late. Rockin' Mancera Vetiver Sensual. Very, very versatile fragrance. What would a darker Acqua di Gio look like in terms of notes? I would think they would have a more of an amberwood feel to it, to where it still has that power that their flankers have had. Maybe the addition of another warm wood on top of that. Still have their marine notes with the patchouli and maybe some sort of like cardamom spice, something along those lines, because it's not going to be too dark. They're not going to make something real heavy that would be like a real spicy, ambery, like spice bomb flanker. When I say a nighttime Acqua di Gio, a darker Acqua di Gio, not those lines. For the Acqua di Gio DNA, what dark would be is what I mean by that. And we have yet to see it. I would think something along the lines of walking the path I just described of notes, maybe not that exactly, and some tweaks on top of that, but that's kind of a baseline to start with, I would think. Urban Man Elixir. Ozivray is still the only good Hermes. I disagree, sir, but to each their own. Pear makes it interesting to me. I would pronounce it Herbe Vives. Not that I'm French. Well, I appreciate that, Pine Rocks. You might be spot on. I don't know. Hermes Vives. That makes sense. That might be what it is, actually. Slap that like. Let them know, man. Man in Black Parfum will be interesting. They haven't put it out on the site yet, but they have put a tease post out, guys. So we're going to be getting more information on Man in Black Parfum over the next few days on iFragrance's website. It's just not here yet. Pear plus a cooling molecule sounds super interesting. Wool from Commodity. Yeah, they don't give you too much to go off of here. Best thing I've heard today. Well, I'm glad I could make you laugh a little bit. We need a Spice Bomb Aquatic. You preaching to the choir, sir. I've been claiming credit for a Spice Bomb Blue when it inevitably comes. And I say inevitably because I think within the next 3 years, we get a blue fragrance of some sort in the Spice Bomb line, even though it probably won't be called Spice Bomb Blue. And it might not necessarily be aquatic, but we're going to get another fresh flanker because we haven't had a fresh flanker since Fresh. Closest thing was Night Vision EDT. Not really all that fresh. It's coming down the pipeline. We either get Parfum or Elixir next, and then the fresh one will come after, and then we'll get the other one. I think we get a Parfum next. I don't think they're doing the Elixir trend yet. I think there's enough time for them to hold off. I think we get a Spice Bomb Parfum next. Maybe that's wishful thinking, but I'm with you, sir. I am definitely with you. Narciso Rodriguez. I'm going to go to the Hermes store soon. Have to check out new H24. Considering they're stating that's a cooling note, you very well could be right. You very well could be right. Hermes Vives, but with a hearty French accent and hand gesture. Well, I'm not going to do the hearty accent and hand gesture because I just can't pull it off because I'm not French. But Hermes Vives, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's probably how to say it. For Armani to come out with a real spicy Acqua di Gio since Essenza's gone. I mean, I'd be down for that. Maybe similar to... And see, no, because the reason I say no is because there's so much more depth and complexity to Black Gold. I don't think they would go that far with it because Black Gold is not the most mass appealing fragrance. Sure, it gives me an element of reminder of Profumo. It does. I've stated that multiple times. But not completely. Like, I think they'd have to do a lot to really make a fragrance in that line smell very much like Black Gold. I don't think they're willing to turn it into that because they probably wouldn't view it as the kind of seller they want for the Acqua di Gio line, but I understand what you mean for sure. Definitely Profumo. Profumo's the king until further notice. I do like the Parfum that released this past year that seemed to get a lot of mixed reviews because it just smells like reformulated Profumo. It's a little fresher, a little bit greener. Incense is still there, but it's toned back a little bit. It comes out more as it dries. Still performs really good. It's Profumo for me. It's deep and smoky. It's just the most interesting one. I've learned to really appreciate the Eau de Parfum because I wasn't wowed by the Eau de Parfum when it first came out, but it grew on me a lot. I really like the Eau de Parfum now. But it's still Profumo. It's been Profumo ever since I got it a few years ago. Cartier Declaration Parfum. So it's Blend Cremo. Okay. A fresh Spice Bomb. Yeah, that's inevitable. Within the next 3 years. Mark my words. Within the next 3 years, we will get one. Could be. They've been using pear a little bit more in the last couple of years. Spice Bomb Ocean Blast. That would be cool. That'd be a cool name. That's a cool name, actually. I like that. I'll go with Randy and say Ultraviolet would be a perfect name for the line. That would be good, too. Sapphire was another option. I think that's the name Nathan came up with when he did a render about 2 years ago. Spice Bomb Sonar fits the theme of the rest of the line. And tomorrow for a bottle of Absolute Instinct. That's underappreciated, man. That's actually a really good fragrance. It's actually a really good fragrance. It didn't get the love I think it deserved. So with that, let's go ahead and get into another one. Hermes Vives is what we're going with. Let's see. So we've covered this one. I have not covered because I've avoided Stronger With You tobacco to this point, but we'll go to the Narciso Rodriguez Vetiver Musc fragrance. Then we're going to look at Stronger With You tobacco because I've never looked at the notes. I'm tired of waiting. I want to know what the notes look like, but doesn't that bottle look good? Kind of like a faded teal. almost seafoam green-like color. It's a good looking color. Really is. I wonder if that color ties into the aroma. I'm actually pretty excited about this one. Narciso Rodriguez presents a new chapter in the iconic For Him collection with For Him Musk, Vetiver Musc, the new aromatic and mineral fragrance that offers an olfactory refuge in the harmonious balance of nature. Returning to the essential For Him, Vetiver Musc embodies a new masculinity, a man who returns to being in tune with the elements, awakening the senses and rediscovering all his strength. Inspired by vibrant minerals and rich evergreen forests infused with intense scent of resinous bark. Holy shit, am I sold? This first third has sold me of this write-up. Okay, where was I? I lost my place. Damn. For Him, Vetiver Musc creates a balance between the earthy woodiness of vetiver and an aromatic mineral heart wrapped in sensual musks. The new fragrance marks a transition from the magnetic intensity of Blue Noir collection towards a new, fresher olfactory expression. For Him, Vetiver Musc is a new chapter that evolves the For Him line towards a more sensitive and multifaceted masculinity, enhanced by new floral, aromatic, and mineral nuances, declared Maltide Bijawi? I'm sure I'm butchering that last name. It's never a Smith or a Jackson or a regular, easy to pronounce last name. The nose who collaborated with Narciso Rodriguez to give life to his latest creation. A textured and woody note of vetiver with delicate yet dry facets intensifies an unmistakable musk of Narcissus Rodriguez. Wow. Narcissus Rodriguez? What? I think they didn't mean to put Rodriguez right there, but Narcissus is an actual fragrance note. While the aromatic mineral heart gives the perfume an extraordinary refinement, minerality is given by different agreements combined together. For Him, Vetiver Musc, new palette, moving from the deep cerulean shades of Blue Noir collection to a vibrant light green, recalling the aromatic mineral quality of the fragrance that holds the pure green shade, reinvents the distinctively architectural shape and iconic graphic silhouette of the For Him bottle. A linear squared matte green cap completes the design, counterbalancing the translucent green hue of the bottle. The perfect color balance of this palette is also found in the packaging of For Him, Vetiver Musc, with an outer box the same matte mineral green. Okay, let's look at these notes. Green cardamom, cypress, and nutmeg. So spicy green in the top. Musk, bourbon geranium, lavender, frankincense, and red algae. Vetiver, cedarwood, and patchouli. So very woodsy, very green, and very spicy. This bourbon geranium, if I remember correctly, bourbon geranium is not really a minty geranium. I could be wrong here, but if my memory serves me correctly, it's a sweeter geranium. I could be wrong, but I think bourbon geranium is a sweeter geranium. Frankincense, too. I wasn't expecting that. So we've got two different spices and greens in the top, aromatics, greens, and smoke and musk, more greens and woods in the base. So green is definitely the theme here, but it's supposed to be on the fresher side, which this does not look like a fresh fragrance note breakdown, but according to the write-up, they went for fresh green here, which matches the hue of the bottle and everything. So I'm super curious, straight up aromatic according to this. I'm super curious to try this fragrance. Love the note breakdown on it. Just check Google Translate. It's pronounced Herba Vive. Okay, that's fair. Evening all. Good to see you, sir. yeah. Hit the one-liners and everything for Jeremy. It's a nice bottle. Yeah, I agree. What does your overall rating have to be at least for you to consider a purchase? It's not even about an overall rating for me to consider it. It just comes down to if I get excited about it when I smell it or can see myself going back to it. It's not about the rating. It's about the feeling for me. How do I feel when I smell it? It could be something like, give you a prime example. Creed Absolute Aventus, I gave a 9.5 out of 10, and I stated was one of the best releases of last year, but I didn't feel like I had to have it. I got 3 carded samples. I don't go back to it and reach for it. I have a clone of it already that I don't really reach for. I appreciate and love that I got the olfactive experience, and I think it's built really well. It's not something that makes me want to keep going back to it, though. Like, I can objectively appreciate something about the fragrance without feeling the need to wear the fragrance all the time. It's just about having the experiences for me first and foremost. So I wear things that I rate 7 to 8 out of 10 way more than stuff I rate 9 to 9.5. Seriously, like the more above average fragrances that are just more everyday wear is what I gravitate to most of the time. So it's not really about the rating, it's about the feeling and my typical day, really, is what it comes down to. Yeah, it's not that serious. I've got so many ways to smell like Elysium, including all 3 versions of Elysium. So I'm kind of over it with getting new versions of Elysium. Fomo Parfum's the newest one I had gotten as far as Elysium clones. That's really good. That is a really good one. Scent of the day is Spice Bomb. Classic. I saw their little video release that they put out. Aroma Concepts. I saw their version of it. Yeah. Got a notification. Black Rose shipped. So that's the label was printed. I don't think it necessarily left Zaharoff yet. I can tell you from being there firsthand when loading packages on UPS trucks and everything. Because today's a holiday. So I don't think the packages are actually leaving today. I could be wrong. But today's a holiday. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I believe. Yeah, today's Martin Luther King Day. So I doubt mail's moving today. I could be wrong, though. No, the mail moved today because I had a package. Oh, no, those were Amazon packages. So that was Sunday. Never mind. So, yeah, the mail didn't come today. So that was shipping labels because all these packages have to be prepared and ready to go. He's getting all the pre-orders together today. So I'm assuming they're going to leave tomorrow since today was a holiday. But that's a lot of people are getting their email notifications and they've been posting on Facebook and IG and all that stuff. But yeah, so he's got to order trucks to come pick those up because he's got tons of packages to ship. Tons and tons and tons of packages. Hype for this year. Oud Wood Parfum. Yeah, I definitely want to try that. Please, dear heaven, let it be more intense version of the OG. 199 super chat. Yo, from Texas. Scent of the day, LV L'immensité. So addicting. I appreciate the super chat. Are you enjoying the cool weather over in your area? Good green fragrances. One that I featured in my first shorts video today that is underappreciated is Mercedes-Benz Ultimate. Cedar and Cypress Heavy. Really, really good fragrance. It's not completely like Greenlee. It does remind me of Greenlee, but it's not like the designer version of Greenlee. Because if you look at the forums, they'll say it's most related to Greenlee. And sure, it has some similarity, but not the exact same fragrance. It's a little bit spicier. It's kind of like a little bit of Sauvage in there as well. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. I like it a lot. It's much more of a woodsy fragrance than you may think. It's really good. That's one I would recommend. Something like Cedar Malaki from Chapard. We pull the split screen down so you can see that a little bit better. This is another one that's very cypress and patchouli heavy, a little smoky, very aromatic, but a lot of cedar, Virginia cedar leaf. Like there's a lot of greens going on here and woodiness. This is really good. And you get like 70 some odd bucks. This 2023 release is really, really good. This is one of my favorite pickups. I got this after I did my top 10 design releases of last year. I got this after because it would have been there. This totally would have been there. I love it. Today's a holiday. Do you get paid time and a half? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't think YouTube's going to pay me time and a half today. That's for sure. It's January. It's the worst year of the month when it comes to revenue, guys. Just like because advertisers aren't paying as much because the holiday season. The highest paid ad revenue months are November and December every year. That's when it's the best. You'll have a dip in January, it'll come back up in February, up in March, kind of hang in April, dip a little in May, go up in June and July. Like there's peaks and valleys throughout the year because it all depends on how much the advertisers are paying for the ads. But I mean, I'm not doing bad. I'm fine. I'm just not going to do as good as I did the last 2 months, basically, is what it comes down to. Ooh, gun to my head, the original. It's literally as simple as take Sauvage EDT and add mango. Voila. Jasada Ambassador. That's the one I would pick. Like wet concrete, that would be fun. New member, Terrence O'Neill. Elite family members will welcome, sir. I'm sure some of the members will hit you with the custom emojis. They usually do that when we get a new member. Born in Roma. I'm gonna need another bottle of this soon. One that sits in the back, but love it every time I smell it. Myself reminds me of Neroli Portofino. It doesn't remind me of that at all, but to each their own. It just doesn't remind me of it. Neither of us are wrong. It's just what it smells like to you, you know. And there we go, hitting a couple of those emojis. They discontinued Oud Wood Intense. Yeah. It'd be nice if they bring it back in the signature collection because they're bringing Oud Mineral back. There's been rumors of tobacco oud. Yes, please, because I'd like to get that. I've never got to get it in the signature line. It was too expensive any damn way. I have Oud Mineral, but Oud Wood Intense, they'd have to put Oud Wood out first for the Intense to make its way to the signature line. But they're not going to discontinue Oud Wood because it's too good of a seller. So you never know. You never know. Collecting fragrances. I mostly buy from the rack store. Showing much love in Baltimore. Hell yeah. Go Ravens for sure. Hell no, I ain't going outside. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. It's cold. I think Chrome EDP and Parfum are nice green scents. Chrome Parfum's more so of a green because Chrome EDP still much more aquatic than the Parfum. It smells like Profondo Lights, kind of greener aquatic. But the Parfum resinous green, fur balsam heavy, very green. I totally agree with you on Chrome Parfum. Chrome EDP is very green too, but the Parfum is really green. Sticky, thick, resinous green and woody, a little earthy, barely metallic and citric. Still ties into Chrome, but the least of the Chrome flankers, I find, because it's just so green. Resin, fur balsam resin, dominant. Teddy Hermes, my Zaharoff Black Rose on the way. I hope you enjoy it when you get it, sir. Yeah, Paradise Garden. I'm definitely, as soon as I can just buy that in this country, I'm just gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy the 4.2. It's gonna be mid 100s. I don't give a shit. I'm buying it. I want it. I gotta have it. Every LeBeau flanker is gonna be like that for me, especially if this was another hit. If they're 3 for 3, which I'm confident they will be, it'll be like Spice Bomb. Count me in for all of them every time they drop. New to the fragrance community and just wanted to say I love the content. Raw Cinnade's Latafa Assad. And later I tend to wear Velvet Vanilla. Oh, shit. Go ahead with your bad self. So we went to dinner Saturday night. We went and had Mexican. Wife wanted Mexican. And she wanted me to pick her fragrance. And I had not smelled Velvet Vanilla on her in a very long time. And I had her wear Velvet Vanilla. It was on her the next day because she showered before we had went. So her fragrance was still there at like lunch the next day. It was a very creamy, kind of musky like vanilla, but beautiful fragrance. I'm glad to hear you like it. It's a little too feminine for me. I love my share of feminine fragrances. But that one, I don't know. It just smells better on her than it does on me. Love when she wears it. And that's actually what I picked for her to wear on Saturday night. So it's interesting to see, but much respect right back to you. Welcome to the channel, my man. All right, so let's get into another fragrance, guys. What do y'all think? We got more to check out here. Let me bring the split screen back up. I want to look at Strong With You Tobacco. I'm tired of waiting. Where's it at? I'm not going to look at Boston Scent Elixir because I have a bottle coming from the UK. I've yet to look at the notes, and I'm going to keep it that way. But look at that bottle. That's like a burnt red kind of color, I believe. I'm so ready for this. I love Strong With You. For those of you didn't know. Aromatic notes. Cardamom adds an herbal blast along with pink berries and sage to brighten up the concoction. Pink berries. Boy, I didn't see that coming. Iced chestnut. Didn't see that coming either. Chestnut, sure. The DNA's got roasted chestnut, but iced chestnut? A note that was never encountered in perfumery before, which is frozen chestnut in a more fougere way, which makes it alluring, seductive, and vigorously masculine. Vigorously. Watch out now. Vanilla, a common note in feminine fragrances, but can also be tweaked in a more masculine context, like woody, spicy, and smoky. Vanilla is the norm in men's fragrances now. I don't know what they're talking about. So a spicy aromatic fougere fragrance with top notes of cardamom, sage, pink berries, followed by mid notes of iced chestnut, base note of vanilla. Why is there no tobacco note? It's called Strong With You Tobacco. Why is there not a tobacco note? I'm not saying it won't smell like tobacco. Maybe this isn't the most accurate note pyramid, because it's hard to believe that a fragrance called Stronger With You Tobacco does not have tobacco listed in the note pyramid. Say what now? Can somebody explain that one to me? I'm sure it smells like tobacco. Why else would they call it tobacco? This doesn't make any sense. According to the press release, that is it, because this is a copy from the press release. But how do you call it tobacco? Excuse me for the yawn, but there's no tobacco. I'm confused. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just got my nose on Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male Elixir. The dry down is so good. Speaking of vanilla, that is a beautiful fragrance. I agree. Ernest Garden will be blind buy also. Yeah, I'm totally just grabbing it. I don't care. I'm totally going to buy it. Certain ones are really, really good. Prime example, Making Sense has a fragrance called Juicy Maximus. Pull the split down. This is a combination of Dolce & Gabbana pineapple and the 13ZZ01 batch of Credaventus. This is amazing. A lot of apple, citruses, heavy blackcurrant pineapple combo. Even though it's got a Ventus as part of the blend, totally unisex fragrance. Dolce & Gabbana. It's more Dolce & Gabbana pineapple, because I asked Michael Dinsmore, who makes these. It is a higher percentage of Dolce & Gabbana pineapple's DNA than it is Credaventus. Does have a little musk and green as it dries down, but this is one of the best openings I've ever smelled. Fragrances like this I love. Certain hybrids I'm here for. I like the hybrids. This immediately came to mind. That's why I haven't even put it with the rest of my Making Sense fragrances. It stays right the hell here. I have not. Kajira, good to see you, my man. Rocking Mustache EDP, just chilling here in the honeycomb today. I love vanilla fragrances, as do I. That one just smells right off of my skin. So I'm saying it probably just, if you're rocking it, it's doing the trick. You know what I mean? It just, for me, believe it or not, black vanilla smells better on me. And most people would say black vanilla from Mancera is a even more feminine fragrance than velvet vanilla. Yeah, see, I want it. I'm going to get it because I have all of, except for the collector bottle rebottling of the original, but I have all of the Stronger With You line. I love that DNA. I'm going to buy it. The note breakdown is just kind of surprising to me because it does not list tobacco. But the damn fragrance is called Stronger With You Tobacco. So I've yet to own a Stronger With You. I'm leaning towards leather. That's my favorite. Either that or absolutely. Oud's really good too. They're all good. They're all good. But I'm not sure I'm ready to drop that cash on a blind buy yet. It's best to sample them. Oud, absolutely, only, and leather. I had samples before I had bottles. Most of the line I sampled first. The only blind buy, 2 were blind buys. 3 were blind buys. The original, Freeze, and Amber were the only 3 that were blind buys. The rest of the line, more than half of the line, because I think it's 7 of them. I think tobacco is going to be 8. Because Intensely, I had smelled before. I just didn't have a sample. Absolutely was a blind buy. So half the line was blind buys for me. Received on an odd blind buy today, Milestone Most Ice Age clone of Amouage Lineage. Ooh, Lineage is good, man. I wonder what the clone smells like. Lineage is, turn this way, right there. Right there. That's Lineage. It's front and center of my Amouage fragrances. Want a bottle so bad I don't care what version. Strong With You Absolutely is the only one I've smelled, and yeah, I bet it smells like tobacco. So Strong With You Absolutely is the overall consensus, most people's favorite. They usually will say that or Intensely. If you love sweet designers, Intensely is one of the best sweet designers for men ever. Absolutely is a little bit better because it's not as sweet, adds that booziness. It balances out more with the spice and everything. But the leather flanker, it literally smells like the original. Nice, cozy, spicy, and sweet. Roasted chestnut, without all the toffee sweetness of Intensely, because it absolutely smells like it's got the toffee from Intensely. Leather doesn't smell like it has it, but it does have this soft, like brown leather accord, and it dries down into the original. Leather is beautiful. Beautiful fragrance. Bring your own tobacco. There you go. Armani employee. I forgot to type it in. You're an Armani employee? Maybe the spices and chestnut make it smell like tobacco. I don't know. I'm sure it's in there. I don't think they would have named it that if they didn't have tobacco oil. The Hermes and JPG may be blind buys for me as well. The Hermes could be so interesting. Must be the situation when they create a note using other ones. Could be. Watch Sense is in the house. How are you, sir? Wearing Bulgari Man in black. So this site that we're looking at right now, Watch Sense, Eye Fragrance, they've already did some tease posts on their IG about Bulgari Man in Black Parfum. So over the next day or two, I would say probably tomorrow, they'll have an article write up or a page like this anyways for Man in Black Parfum. So be on the lookout for that. I'm just going to buy it because I know I'm going to like it. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I have one more wearing my sample, buying a bottle very soon. Got a question for you. When you first spray it, because based on your avatar, you're in the realm of my age bracket. You might be a little older, might be a little younger, but you're somewhere in my age range. I turned 39 on Sunday, okay? So you're somewhere in my generation. I'm confident in that. When you spray that the first time, did you think Flintstone vitamins? Please let me know. Because my first thought the first time I sprayed it was, why does it smell like Flintstone vitamins to me? And it's never escaped me. The opening always smells like Flintstone vitamins to me. I love it. I love the fragrance. It gets really good. It's kind of weird. I get Flintstone vitamins in the opening. Why sell Baby Cat? Sir, you are killing the game today. So technically my favorite is Spice Bomb Fresh, but of what's on the market, the newest one, Infrared Eau de Parfum. So Fresh is my all-time favorite that they've put out, but my favorite of what's on the market is definitely the newest flanker, Infrared Eau de Parfum. I love how spicy, leathery, and smoky that fragrance is. It is really, really good. It's my favorite that they've put out since Fresh, which previously Spice Bomb Night Vision Eau de Parfum was my favorite. But I love all of them. The whole line's really good. Leather and Tobacco are my next pickups. Leather flankers are usually a hit for me, so I'm certain I'd enjoy it. Just hard to get my nose on Emporio scents at my local stores. That's fair. Not yet. I don't have it yet. I'm going to get it this year. That's when we did the wish list for 2024 live stream last week. That's one of the few that's on the short list. What's going on, Eric? Hope you're well also. Wearing Camera. Another person wearing Camera to just kick it today. Bottle of Jefe cigars coming in. Whew, I haven't worn that in a long time. That is a beautiful tobacco fragrance. Doesn't remind me of a bunch of other things either. In my opinion, it's the best of the Jefe's line. Made Oceania smell amazing without water notes. That they did. Good point. Good point. Ooh, for a blind date? Strong with you, absolutely. I wouldn't get ballsy with this here Toxic. I think you're safer with it because that herbal green smoky smell, even though it doesn't smell like marijuana, the cannabis note in Desir Toxic, it doesn't really smell like weed to me. Just in case, maybe she does interpret a little bit as weed. Like, did he smoke a joint? You don't want that to run through her head. Maybe save that for the second date if the first date goes well. I think the safer move here is Strong with you, absolutely. A little sweet, a little spicy, a little boozy, mass appealing, hard not to like. Ooh, you smell good is more than likely what's going to happen here. So that's what I would say. Stuart, good to see you. Hope all is great. Can't wait to check out the new Initio Narcotic Delight. Bet it's fire. Louis Vuitton, L'Immensité. Love your work, buddy. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. No, smell like a cigar to me. I'm 47. So that's not much older. A little higher age bracket than me, you know. But maybe Flintstone vitamins wasn't really much of a thing when you were a little kid then. I think that's more my era. Because, yeah, you're 8 years older than me. So it's technically a different era. So you're a true Gen X. I'm the beginning of millennial or elder millennial as we're called, because literally millennials started like the month after I was born, or the month before January. I think it started January 85 because I was born January 85. I think it started like my birth month. I'm much more Gen X than I am millennial. Trust me. I'm elder millennial, as they call us, but you're a straight up Gen Xer. Appreciate the super chat, Steven. What would you recommend as a Code Profumo is no longer readily available? Grabbed a backup bottle of Code Absolute and love the EDP. I would encourage you to check out Strong With You Leather. It's not powdery sweet, but it still has sweetness. It's not super spicy, but because Code Profumo is all about sweet powder and leather. And I would say if you can eliminate the powder and go with sweet and leather, Strong With You Leather would be a really good option. It's not going to smell the same, but it's of the same vein of Accords for the most part. And I would wear it in the same situations. I would say maybe look into that one. Parfum's coming out. Maybe we'll get it. Dion Waters with the new membership. Let me scroll down. Welcome to the membership. I'm sure we'll see everybody using the custom emojis here in a second. Signature Rosé is one of my favorites. I ordered Black Rose last night. And he's a Zaharoff you would recommend for spring. Royale, the original, or Royale X. If you like musky, clean musk, something like Royale X would be the way to go. If you want more of a blonde wood, a resinous blonde wood that really works well in the spring, the original Royale, probably the most underappreciated fragrance from Zaharoff. The original Royale, the first version. Yeah, I would say that. Then Citrine will be back late spring, early summer. That would naturally be a good option. And it'll be available in a 4-ounce bottle too. So maybe if you want to wait till then. But Royale or Royale X, I think would be the way to go. So Royale X is less resinous, more musky. Still woodsy, still full of citrus. But you get more of a resinous blonde wood feel. In the original, you get more of a clean musk in X. Triple X is more funky musky, but that's gone. But I would say Royale X, based on what's available now. What's going on, Montrese? How are you, big dog? How are you? Hope everything's phenomenal. My scent of the day is Boss de Scent Le Parfum. The original plus Oris is basically what that scent is. The opening's amazing. I haven't wore the Parfum edition in forever because the Le Parfum is just a re-release of the Parfum edition, the black bottle. That's why I didn't get the Le Parfum. But I mean, a phenomenal scent profile. I have not. I will at some point. Oud lemon mint or aqua wood. More aqua wood because I'll wear it more often. Basically what it comes down to. It's more versatile. So I'm behind in the chat, I guess, because we did that a few minutes ago where I built it. Remember the Flintstone vitamins. Okay, so that was a thing when you were a kid too. I wasn't sure when that started because I know it was a thing when I was a kid. It is because elder millennial doesn't have the same mentality as the typical millennial. Like millennials born in the 90s versus millennials born in the 80s kind of have a different outlook on life. The ones in the 80s are more like the Gen X generation because we were a little older when the technology hit more. Whereas we weren't the generation where when we were 7, we had handheld devices. You know, we weren't that. It's in the same generation, but that was towards the later part of my generation. I'm part of the early part where, like, when I was a little kid, we had the Nintendo Entertainment Center. The Game Boy came around. Okay, there's big difference from when Game Boy Advance and it really started getting up there, and we had the internet at that point and chat rooms and all that. So once you got into the mid to late 90s, it was a different game from when it was the 80s. See what I'm saying? Popping in real quick before cardio. No sin of the day yet. Sin of the evening will be Hypnotizing Fire. Hope everyone's good. Your fitted game is crazy, but I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I got hundreds and hundreds of hats. I haven't worn this hat in a long time. This is the Ravens Super Bowl hat from, I think it was 2012 when they won the Super Bowl. Ray Lewis's last hurrah. That's what this is for. So people, like I've had in my shorts videos, they're like, oh, showing the hat collection on the couch right there. No, that's just the main ones that are in rotation right now. I got like 5. I got almost 600 hats. Ain't no 600 hats fitting on the back of a love seat. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got a lot of hats. Welcome. We sure appreciate you, sir. Signature Aurum is my sin of the day. 12 sprays. You out your mind, Montrese. 12 sprays. My God. So unnecessary. Good Lord. You must spray heavy all the time. I literally mentioned that in today's review, that if you're the type that sprays strong stuff 10 to 15 times all the time, you've wrecked your nose. So your sensitivity and my sensitivity are totally different. So a strong fragrance at 3 to 5 sprays for me is not the same for you, because you're used to spraying 3, 4, 5 times that amount of strong fragrances. You've adjusted your sensitivity. You've trained your nose to not be as sensitive. So you need to spray that heavy for it to seem strong to you. I see you. I'm peeping you, Montrese. I see your game here, sir. I love broccoli. Gifting 5 memberships. Well, I sure appreciate that. I wonder who's going to get them, because it's at random when these memberships get gifted. Hitting the emojis. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, I always say anything that smells like Versace Mano Fresh, you can't go wrong here. Versace Mano Fresh is like the ultimate gym fragrance to me. And anything that smells like it. Kenneth Cole Blue, cheap version of it. I love wearing that to the gym. I haven't been wearing much to the gym, but that's one of like my favorites to do, because I kind of give myself a break from the fragrances at the gym now, where I don't really, once in a while I'll wear something to the gym now. It's not like it was, because I wear fragrance so often. You got to give your skin a break sometimes, you know, which is few and far between with me, especially when it comes to the skin on my neck. But I would say anything Versace Mano Fresh related. That's my personal thoughts. Yeah. You're still Gen X, though, being born in 84. What's going on, Mikey? How are you, sir? Staying warm. No sin of the day today as I'm under the weather. Just kind of taking it easy. Well, man, I hope you're feeling okay. I hope you get better soon, you know. Sorry to hear you're not feeling well, man. Tonka Bean, gotta love the name. Ross the Boss, hope you're doing good, my man. Sin of the day is Hindu Kush. I have tried it. I had a comment about it yesterday saying, you should get it. I promise you'll love it. And I had to reply with, well, I had a decant and I don't love it. That's why I don't own it. It's not bad. I understand why people like it. It just didn't like grab me. It's something I felt I needed to have. I did have a 2 ml decant a few years ago of it, but I understand why people enjoy it. Just not everything's for everyone is what it comes down to. See, it's probably your favorite. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people really enjoy that one. That's just not one that really grabs me. It doesn't like speak to me like some of the other ones do. I remember playing it, man. The good old days with the light gun. Versace Pour Homme, my all-time favorite office scent. I still think that's #1 king of the office, too. I'm with you. I think that's the best office fragrance ever, over Prada L'Homme. I had Pong. Wow, damn. Showing your age there, Watch Sense. Gen X started off with Atari. Yep, for sure. You sure did. 2600. Oh, by the way, I have my eyes on Erotica Minimal. Right here, sir. It is very different. It is very different. Very powdery. I haven't smelled it since that live stream last week. It's still right here, though. Man. Yeah, this is worth sampling. Terrible, terrible blind buy idea. Terrible idea to blind buy this one. Because you can't really expect that profile. Even if you hear me talk about it, you read the notes, whatever, whoever else is talking about it, then you smell it, you're not prepared for it to be what you think it's going to be. So I strongly encourage you to get a sample of that one first. Please don't blind buy that one. Got to get going, Ross. Take it easy. Hope you have a good evening. You as well. We'll be shutting it down here in just a minute. We're at a little over an hour because we covered the fragrances I wanted to cover. Full-on Gen X, born in 78. Hell yeah. Really late to the party. We'll be watching the replay. Sin of the day, Reserve Privé. Tyson, you smell great. It's flat out. You smell great. Ooh, Boss Bottled Elixir slightly, because I'm actually one of the few people that likes Boss Bottled Parfum. It's a vegetal green leather incense fragrance. They're not super redundant like some people will lead you to believe. Yeah, they're both based around incense, but they're totally different incense fragrances. You got a green leather, and then you have an iris, green leather and iris, an earthy iris too. And then you have patchouli is the star of the show with the incense for the elixir. So similar, but not same. A little redundant, not very redundant. Like the incense makes them redundant, but the rest of the note breakdowns make them different. But I would easily pick elixir here, but I do enjoy the parfum. I think it gets some undeserved flack. I think it's actually pretty good. Torino 21, Renaissance, and Oud Overdose at the same time. Which do you prefer? I'm leaning Torino 21, but I've never smelled Renaissance. I just know of it. I have a bottle that I haven't opened yet in a package of stuff I bought from Fragrance Buy, Oud and Overdose I've never tried. Torino 21 smells very minty green, fresh, and spicy. It's very nice. Cheap tobacco chemical intensity. I've never smelled that one. Oh yeah, Oolong Cha deserves all the hype it gets from everyone. Totally, it's such a good fragrance. I believe I have Oolong Cha X coming for a collaboration review with So Avant Garde. I believe that's the one I picked from the X collection because it's like I thought about it because I've tried. Was it 100 Silent Ways? No, it was Fan Your Flames and Ani X. I tried both of those X flankers, and I liked Ani X, but I was like, I have to know what's up with Oolong Cha X because Oolong Cha is my favorite of the bunch. Besides Ani, like Ani, and then Oolong Cha is like my number 2, and I wear it more than I wear Ani. So I was like, man, I got to go with Oolong Cha X. So I haven't smelled it yet. It will be coming at some point in the next couple of weeks. Shipping tends to take a little slow with the PR stuff with them, but it will come, and we will do a live stream checking it out for sure. Kind of like we did with these, because these were sent to me by So Avant Garde. Erotica Minimal was the star of that show. Man, so different. An overdose starts off citrusy and then turns a bit boring, musky. Amber Fever, caramel whiskey. Thoughts if you haven't. I haven't smelled it in a long time. I have a 30 ml decant that EJ Wells, may he rest in peace, had decanted some of his bottle to me years ago. I haven't sprayed it in a long time. It's the only Mancera like sizable decant that I have. Like it's one of the EJ's Happy Land 30 ml bottles that's almost full of Mancera Amber Fever. There's a little bit missing that I've sprayed years ago. I don't even remember the scent profile. It's been like 4 years since I've smelled it. It's been so long. Speaking of Gen X gaming, I still own Functional Vectrix. Oh my God. Wow. That's impressive. That's not something you hear about every day. Happy Dust. Got a sample. It's a nice vanilla scent. My mouth's getting dry. I'm supposed to be drinking some fluids here. For those who didn't know, started contest prep today. 20 weeks starting today. Woke up at 6 o'clock and did some fasted cardio this morning. Came home, ate my first meal. Then went train, did back and hamstrings, came home, post-workout, was supposed to eat before I started this stream. So as soon as I finished this stream, I got another meal to eat. But tapering down the food, portions have changed, and it's just slowly over the next 4 weeks completely changing my nutrition. And then the last 16 weeks is going to be the most extreme, the beginning of the extreme side of the cut down, for those of you wondering. And speaking of, for any of you that have been wondering about all the Rhea Ripley stuff lately, it's because her theme music, Demon in Your Dreams, that's going to be my posing music. So that's why I'm on the Rhea Ripley kick. That's what that is. Just got out the shower. Thinking about going with Dior Sauvage EDT. Just staying in the house today. Excite Bike and Contra, especially Contra. Off-road on NES. How about RC Pro-Am, huh? Early Gen Z, born in 97. Damn. Gen Xer here. As a teen in the 80s, I received Kuros as a gift. Wore it once school. Big mistake. Wasn't getting much love. Yeah, for sure. That's not really the most, we'll say young man friendly fragrance. What do you think of Cowboys-Packers game? I wasn't surprised at all. I was not surprised. They made Jordan Love look like a stud. To rewatch stream. Hope all is well. Platinum Ego East, heavily macerated with the wink emoji. All right. Good to see you. 74 born, Shitty ZX Spectrum, and Commodore 64. There we go. Tetris and crap like those, but it was fun. Dan, what's going on, my man? Got to go take it easy. We're about to shut it down here in just a second. I'm trying to get to the bottom. So there was a lot of gifted memberships that we had 5 or 6 gifted in this stream. George gifted 50 memberships a couple of days ago. So you may have grabbed it from that. So you have a gifted membership, sir, at the first tier. Yes, you did. Stephen, welcome, sir. Welcome to the team. Yeah, you got it for sure. And everybody, I would assume, is going to hit the custom emojis. They're pretty good about that. Have a great night as well, sir. You got to get Discovery Kit by Ex Nihilio. I love their bottles. Went to their boutique in LA. Incredible. Oh yeah, this like my intra workout during workout is I don't have my pre-workout before. My coach has me drinking it during. A scoop of EAAs, essential amino acids, a scoop of Total War, because Total War is still what I use, Redcon 1. I'm a Redcon 1 guy. With a scoop of creatine monohydrate. This is just some EAAs. This is a scoop and a half of EAAs. This was 32 ounces. I haven't not drank much of it. I put this together before we started the stream so I could sip on it during the stream. And I need to. I got to drink 5 to 6 liters of water a day. Late to the chat, we're in zoologists. Mackay, is that how you say it? Mackay Yuzu edition? And my dad's Atari. N64, man. Come on now. Now we're talking. Amber Fever is awesome. I'd highly recommend. I wear it quite often. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Yeah, it's probably a good spot to go up. I made it to the bottom, so I guess we'll go ahead and shut it down. I appreciate everybody coming and hang out with me for a little bit and checking out a few of these upcoming releases. We have, like I said, for those of you that just joined recently, I avoided looking at Boss the Scent Elixir because I have it coming already. I bought a bottle from the UK from makeup.com. Many of you that were curious, the same place I bought Boss Bottled Elixir from. Takes a little while because it's coming from overseas, about 2 weeks roughly. So whenever it gets here, we'll talk about it as part of a haul. We'll probably do it here in a live stream. Most of my first impressions are on the live streams now. I'll usually put together a few fragrances and do that. But I do still do some pre-recorded long format videos with the first impressions. But most of them are here on the live streams because you guys enjoy checking it out. I enjoy doing it this way. And it doesn't get more authentic than live, right? So definitely check out today's Black Rose review if you haven't yet. Tomorrow, probably going to be a topic video. Switch things up a little bit. And I have a few more reviews that will come out later this week that I'm working on. And tomorrow's live, I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. We might do that fragrance buy package. I might only do half of it, though, because it's like 8 fragrances. I mean, that'd be a long-ass stream. So we might do like 4 or 5 of them. But we'll probably do an unboxing from Fragrance Buy tomorrow, some Manceras and stuff like that. The new Club de Nuit Ouds in there, so I'll pull that in there. So Iris Intense from Montal, really excited about Saharan Wind, one that was mentioned earlier in the stream. That's in there, so I'll probably put that in the stream as well. So be on the lookout tomorrow. I'm not sure if it'd be 3 Central or 4 Central, but usual time frame. And appreciate you guys for being here. Welcome to the new members. Thank you all for the super chats. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a good one.